Well, everybody, welcome. This is another DBS exclusive podcast. I'm here with Alma Lopez, the co-owner and future owner of Cakes by Edith.
Yeah.
So where do we start? Where did this all begin?
Cakes by Edith is a family-owned business, and Edith is my mom. So Edith started decorating cakes when she was like 14 years old. We're from Michoacan, Mexico, and she started decorating cakes in El Rancho. And when they came here to the United States in 1995, my father and her, she continued to decorate cakes from home. And then I was born, and she continued to decorate cakes, and she continued. And so this was a small business from home that she would do. And she would sell cakes to people at church, family, friends, neighbors, things like that. Until 2007, she decided to open up a storefront with my dad. And at that time, my dad was a baker at the grocery store Macy's. And so he was working graveyard shift, and he was baking like American style breads. And my mom decided to take him out of Macy's and venture and take a really big risk, and for them to fully start a business by themselves, my dad being the baker of Mexican pan dulce and my mom being the cake decorator.
Wow, so you learned the craft from your parents, right?
Definitely. I mean, I was grown into it. I was born and raised into the craft of baking and cake decorating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she like teach you, hey, come and look at this, or did you just pick up what she was putting down, or
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Ooh. So sorry. Let me turn this off.
She's a busy woman.
Sorry.
That's all you gotta know.
Honestly, I can say that I learned a lot from watching my mom. When, let's fast forward to now, the Riverton location, I am the head decorator here, and so my mom really gave me like a 1-week crash course of this is what you need to know, get to it, right? But throughout the years, I'm 30 years old now, throughout my 30 years of age, I've learned by watching my mom, honestly.
Wow. And how did it start, the transition from the Taylorsville location to the Riverton location?
So, like I said, we started Taylorsville in 2007. It's 18 years now, and throughout those years, I went to school, I went to college, and I actually graduated with a bachelor's in business management because I realized I wanted to continue the family legacy, the business legacy that my parents have started. So when I graduated in 2020, that's when I decided to quit my full-time job, which was at the university, and I told my parents that I wanted to commit to the bakery. So in 2020, we started looking for locations. We found this one, and we signed the lease. I am co-owner with my mom on this location right here, and it was because I fully wanted to invest myself into the bakery.
So it's not just for money, it's not just for the passion, it's to leave a legacy, right?
Definitely. When my parents started the bakery in 2007, they were everything. In a business, in the bakery, they were the cake decorator, the baker, the dishwasher, the cashier, the problem solver, the accountant, they were everything. And so I saw that my parents had a really good business. We had so much clientele, and people would tell us that we were really good. We were good in the game. We were the best in the game, are the best in the game. But I realized that my parents needed help with business management. They couldn't do it all. My mom's passion is cake decorating. It's not all of everything that I just stated, right? So I realized that my parents needed a business manager, and that's why I decided. It wasn't because of the money, it wasn't because of anything, although we do make a lot of money. We're in the millions, I have to say that. It was because I want to continue the family legacy. Like I said, Cakes by Edith, we are the best, and I want to continue. And I honestly see how innovative we can get with the business. There's so many trends that go on with cake decorating and pastries and things like that. We mentioned prior, like the aesthetic. I'm all for that, and I want to continue Cakes by Edith and the aesthetic of what people want.
Okay. Did you see them needing apoyo, like support on the business management side, or was it like, did it hit you right up front, or did you have to like be in the business or be around them for for 2 or 3 years?
I was raised into the business. Okay. So when my parents opened up the business, I was 12 years old, and I started working from 12 years old. I have been a Cakes by Edith employee since 12. When I was 15, sorry, United States, but I started driving and I started delivering cakes. Although I was like on a permit, I was a not full-time, I was going to school, but I was a full employee for Cakes by Edith. Weekends, I didn't have no weekend. I worked at Cakes by Edith. So I started to realize at a very young age that my parents needed a lot of help. And I think year two, so we started in 2007, 2008, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a recession,
Yes.
a global
recession.
economic recession. That hit my parents, and thank goodness my parents weren't one of the small businesses that went down, but there was a lot of small businesses that had to close their doors. Thank you, Lord, that we did not, but it was because we were hustling every single day. Year three, I guess, year two, 2009, we realized that we needed employees. So in 2009 is when my parents hired their first employee, and at that time, other than like family, so me, Diana, my mom, and my dad, we had our first non-family employee. And then from there, we started to realize there's so many positions that are available at Cakes by Edith, and we cannot make ourselves do every single position. There's opportunity for growth. And another thing, there's opportunity to provide successful jobs, secure jobs for other people. Other people need a job as well, where they feel comfortable, where they like, so we started hiring people that have an interest in cake decorating and have an interest in pastries and things like that.
Were you focused on building a community, or were you more focused on, getting the best of the best when looking at employees?
It's hard if you're trying to get the best of the best, they're going to want a really high salary as a small business, and in that time, it was really hard to pay a very high salary. So we were giving a lot of people the opportunity, people that don't even have experience. Obviously for like the baking position, you need to have experience, but for a cashier, upfront, things like that, no experience, and we taught them. There's so many people that have left us throughout the years in good terms, that have left with so much experience in the bakery. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you were growing up, right? And you grew into the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that explain that? Like, what did you interpret in that time as a 12-year-old?
As a 12-year-old in the business, I was so proud of the business, and I still am. To this day, it's Cakes by Edith for fucking ever. Sorry.
I like the energy.
Yeah. I was so proud of my parents. Since a young age, I saw that it was a legacy, and coming from immigrant parents, like, you see the hustle, you see how they work day in and day out, and so I want to help them, I want to support them, and 100% I'm for Cakes by Edith. I know that myself and my siblings, my sister Diana, my brother George, we all work in the business, and it's Cakes by Edith forever. I don't know if that answered the question.
No, yeah, you're...
Also, should I be looking there or here, or like... Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And
really quickly, sorry, I just need to go say hi to that lady because I know her. Just
go ahead,
2 segundos.
Connection. No, we don't have to cut it. Connect. How long she's been a customer for?
She's a Swazo client. I just opened up her business yesterday.
Wow.
And it's gonna be hot dogs, estilo Sonora, and I guess they use a specific type of bread. So she brought me a sample to see if we can make it. Yeah, so she's a clienta.
How long, but she hasn't ordered from you?
No, I literally just met her yesterday. I opened up I registered her business yesterday.
Like I said, connections.
Yeah.
You never know who's gonna walk in the door or who
Yeah.
you might meet each and every day.
Yeah.
But going back to our conversation, how did doubt play in your role growing up as a 12-year-old, maybe even during like quinceañera? I was wondering about that when you said there's no weekends, there's no nothing. I was like, what about quinceañera? So explain to you, how did doubt play a role, and how did you overcome that doubt?
Doubt within myself, or how? What do you mean?
Exactly, yourself, or just with
the business.
Exactly. When you said there was a recession, how did that doubt of the recession, or exactly, or yourself as well?
Okay. I was really young for the recession, and you know what? One thing that I thank my parents for a lot is that even if we were struggling, which I know there were hella times that we were struggling, they never made it seem to my siblings and I that we were broke. They never. I was never, nor are my siblings, we have never been people to ask for things because we saw how much my parents worked. So we were never trying to get the newest toys or whatever. But I mean, during the recession, what I hear from my parents is that there was a lot of doubt. My parents would crack their fingers, like they were super scared every single day. They were lucky if they sold $100 a day back then. Now we're selling $2,000 a day plus more. But anyways, so I think the doubt, how to overcome the doubt in their perspective, you just have to wake up every single day and be like, today's the day. Like, today I'm going to make $100 back then. Today's the day. Today I'm going to sell this amount of cakes to be able to make what I need. And in their head, they realized that they had to sell at least $100 a day to be able to pay the mortgage of their house and the lease of the business. Everything else, we had no extra money whatsoever. And I don't know for how many years my parents lived like that, but I never realized that we were broke at some times, because they always, regardless of the doubt that they had, and man, there was a lot, they never made it feel like that. Now in my age, and there's a professor that I had at UVU, and I adore him, and one thing that he said is, you can, in a business, you can be mad if something goes wrong. Let's say something goes wrong today. I'm gonna take this whole day today to be upset, to be frustrated, to be pissed. But tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and it's a brand new day, and I'm not gonna bring the energy from yesterday into the next day. The next day I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like, today I'm gonna make 5 cakes, I'm gonna make $200, etc., etc. So having that state of mind, I guess is what it is, gets yourself out of doubt. You cannot doubt yourself. Doubt yourself for that day, and then the next day wake up, and it's a brand new day, brand new opportunities, brand new success. I don't know.
Wake up.
I don't know.
Get up. Go for that
know.
run. Read that book.
Yeah.
Say hello to that person you've been wanting to say to, right?
Yeah.
It's just doing it, right? Like you said. I want to mention your tres leches.
Oh, did you like it?
No, I did like it.
Good.
I like the
Crema.
the crema you
De
guys used.
fresa.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it was good.
Good.
So, you guys been back to back to back.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
Well, we're coming for this year.
4 years in a row. Of tres leches, of the number 1 tres leches in Utah, right? And the second in chocolate cake, right?
Chocolate cake, and I forgot to mention that day, but last year we won Best Mexican Bakery in the state of Utah. We were like runner-up in the past years, but last year, 2024, we did win Best Mexican Bakery in the state of Utah. So those are big awards, like award-winning for the bakery, right? And it's like so proud. We're so proud of that, because from where we've come to now, to see that all of the hard work, we triumph in that. It feels good.
100%. And those throughout those ceremonies, you look at your parents, and they're what's the emotion that's going through you and Diana?
Yeah, I can speak for Diana and myself. We feel so passionate about, so excited and so passionate about it, because once again, we see where we came from. And I'm gonna be honest, we're from Taylorsville, Utah, a very small little house. Taylorsville Bakery is like a block away, so I would walk from my house to the Taylorsville Bakery. I was 12 years old when my parents started the bakery, and George was a newborn, and I raised Georgie. And so, why? Because my parents worked day in and day out. They would literally go to work at 6 in the morning, come out at 9 p.m., sleep for like 4 hours, go back to work at 2 a.m. That was for weekends, because it was intense. So seeing that now my parents can retire, they've 100%, I would say like 95% retired from the bakery. They're in Mexico for 3 weeks now, living their best life. So to see from where we started to where they are now, it is insane, and like it brings tears to our eyes. And I think that's like our motivator to want to keep going. 100%, that's Diana and my motivator. Yeah.
Why do you continue to build Cakes by Edith? You mentioned to me earlier this week that you're gonna get the business passed down to you, right? So why do you choose to keep building the legacy?
Yeah. One, I've grown a really big passion for cake decorating and the art of pastries and pan dulce. And it really is an art. Handcrafted is an art. You can go to a bakery that's machinery, and they have a whole bunch of machinery. Costco, Walmart, Smith's, and their stuff is good, but it's all machinery. You don't get the handcrafted items and pastries. And so I'm conflicted, because I want to grow and with growth, you may need machinery, but I want to continue to have the small business feeling to it and the handcrafted feeling to it. And like every pastry that we make is handcrafted. We pipe every single thing. All of my employees, I've taught them from zero. Some of them started not knowing anything and they looked like crap, and now it looks so good. So I continue, and I want to continue the bakery because I have the passion of pastries, the art of the bakery, and the art of cake decorating. And once again, because it's a legacy, I'm going to continue Cakes by Edith forever. It's such a passion that I have, that I love, and I love the reaction that we get from all of our customers, which throughout 18 years of being in business, it's insane. Let me mention this. My mom has made cakes from when she started, a baby shower of somebody, and then that daughter has her quinceañera and she makes the cake for the quinceañera, and then that quinceañera gets married and she makes the wedding cake, and then that woman has a child. So my mom, it's like a full circle that my mom has done in these 18 years. It's insane. More than 18 years because she did cakes at the house, but you know, like, it's insane to have that reaction of people continuously coming for 18 plus years. I love it.
And that speaks a lot. It speaks about your guys' performance, and the constant of, you know, what you guys will make is gonna come out to the best of what you guys can do, right?
Yeah, thank you.
A question we had was, when did it become your passion?
Cake decorating.
Yeah. Was it just the first day you stepped into the door? Was it a couple months?
There's like videos of me when I was
memory
younger.
That?
It's honestly from when my parents started the bakery. I can't remember prior to having the storefront, so prior to 2007, I can't really remember. But starting 2007, when I had to work at the bakery, I remember I would want to decorate so badly, and like back then my decoration was so ugly, and my mom would be like, no, like muévete, you're taking up my space, right? But she would let me, like, on a little cupcake or a little cookie, practice. And so I remember in 2008 or 2009, we had an order of 250 Mother's Day cookies, and they all had to have like florecitas. It was for a school, and they all had to have florecitas and handwriting Happy Mother's Day in cursive. My mom doesn't know how to write cursive, and in 3rd grade I learned how to write cursive. Miss Suoka, shout out to you. She said that we will be using cursive in college, which fast forward, we don't even handwrite, right? We use technology. But anyways, my mom let me do those 250, not all of them, right? But my mom let me help her with those 250 cookies, and I wrote Happy Mother's Day in my little cursive. And I remember then I was like, oh my gosh, I want to continue to do this. It was so fun. And so like my mom would give me little projects here and there. But then, like I said, in 2020, when we decided to open this location, my mom gave me a crash course, and it was like, oh, now I really got to get into it, because we can't separate. My mom can't be in 2 locations. She was fully at Taylorsville, but here we needed a cake decorator. So she was like, you're in or you're out? And I was like, I'm in. So yeah, that's where it started.
Fair enough. Is there any specific interaction that you had that you overcame the doubt that people had upon you guys, or had upon yourself?
When we started this location, I really doubted myself. I was so scared because I had the expectation of Edith's cakes, like how Edith decorates, and it was all on my shoulders, because now people were coming here to Cakes by Edith Riverton, but Edith was not making the cakes. It was Alma making the cakes. So I had like all of this expectation on my shoulders, and I was so nervous. And we opened in 2021 is when we finally opened these doors. In 2023, I won Businesswoman of the Year for the city of Riverton. And that was insane. It came out of the blue, and the mayor of Riverton, Mr. Staggs, he called me personally to my cell phone. How did he get my cell phone number? I don't know. And he was like, hey, am I speaking to Alma? Yes. And he was like, hi, this is Mayor Staggs from Riverton. I would like to let you know that you have won Businesswoman of the Year for Riverton City. That blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. And let me find my picture real quick.
Go ahead, bring it. Small. That's a big flex.
Alma Lopez runs Cakes by Edith in Riverton as part of a family-owned store founded by her mother, Edith. Starting as a home-based business, the family's bakery catapulted to success by making custom cakes as well as delicious traditional Mexican pan dulce. Alma said that keeping this tradition alive is important to her. Alma graduated from UVU with a degree in entrepreneurship, but she acknowledged that working with her mother in the bakery has been the most fruitful education. This store sits right outside of the old Dome meeting hall. Alma and her family are exemplary entrepreneurs. She is an ideal businesswoman in our community, setting an example for all that success is possible through hard work, a love of pastries, and with the support of family.
And that was 2023, right?
Yeah. I received the award actually in 2024. I don't remember, but it was for 2023. But yeah, and there's Mr. Staggs, mayor of Riverton.
Senor Staggs.
Yeah. So that was like when I was like, girl, what doubt do you have if you, at that time, 28 years old, you won Businesswoman out of Riverton. Out of everyone in Riverton, out of all the successful businesses, me, a little Latina, a little Mexican woman from Taylorsville, Utah, won that. What doubt can I have?
Badass, right?
Yeah.
And congrats.
Thank
I
you.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
And how did your parents feel about that?
Blown away. Like, okay, because
Proud, of course, right?
yeah. Oh, so proud, so proud. We went out to dinner and everything, but I mean, in the years prior, all the awards were for Edith, and proudly so. And like when my mom wins the awards, it's a family award, right? The whole family wins, even though it's under Edith's name. But this time, it wasn't under Edith's name. It was under Alma. And although the bakery is Cakes by Edith, Alma won that. That's insane.
No, it speaks a lot of what you have done to the business and where the business is going, actually. And that's also, looking back on everything you have accomplished, the awards, your parents' awards,
Yeah.
The Tres Leches. Sorry.
It's okay. Well, there's
What
another
less-
award I should say
Oh.
too. That's a really big one. I think
Which was?
maybe one of the biggest ones. Last year, from the SBA, Small Business Administration. This is a nationwide administration. We won Minority-Owned Business of the Year. Minority-Owned Business of the Year. Listen to that. Minority-owned. Minority-owned. A Latino business in all of the United States. We won that through Zions Bank. Zions Bank, the CEO, former CEO, because now he's retired, Scott Anderson, is like this with my mother. And he nominated us for the SBA loans, Minority-Owned Business of the Year, and we won that last year. That is volumes to us, and that is like, maybe like motivation for other minority-owned businesses to really network and get out there and know that all these awards can happen for us too. It doesn't have to be big corporations or like American-owned businesses. It's minority-owned businesses as well. So that, I would say that's one of the most proudest ones that we have.
You're a true impact in the community, right?
Yeah.
Being an example for other minority communities or businesses, right? And through all that, what was the lesson that stuck to you the most?
Hard work prevails, and if you continue to work hard, and your motivator should never be money. Your motivator should be the passion that you have, the legacy that you want to continue, the impact that you want to provide, the jobs that you want to provide for people that work with you. Now, thankfully, we have 15 to 18 employees. I don't remember exactly between us and Taylorsville, 15 to 18 employees. When my parents started, they had 0. So the impact that we provide within the community of being able to provide secure jobs for one person that then secures their whole family, you know, that your motivator should never be money. My biggest advice is just keep working hard. Hard work prevails everything.
Hard work prevails everything. You going back just a slight bit, you said when your mom, you know, when you guys had to split and you come here to Riverton and she stayed in Taylorsville, how did that doubt for a female entrepreneur, not necessarily doubt, but what advice would you give to a female entrepreneur that would take up a responsibility such as that?
Advice for a female entrepreneur, que somos chingonas.
And this is the best. You're getting it from the best.
Yeah. Well, que somos chingonas, honestly. it's hard to not doubt yourself. I also doubted myself. It's hard not to, but if you have the if you have the passion, you can create the talent, because with the passion, you decide to, I have this passion, I'm going to continue to practice. And although it's not perfected, I'm going to practice until I perfect my craft, right? So having the passion will create talent, and then having the talent, you shouldn't have doubt. Sorry, let me start again. Having the passion will create talent, and having the talent will create motivation, and you will doubt yourself here and there, but hi. It's okay. Oh, what's going on?
I just am from Cisco.
Okay. Sorry, I was getting so like I was
Yeah,
seeing
tell
him
her
in the
back
corner
off.
of my eyes.
Hit up your assistant.
Sorry. Okay, let me think about that question.
But that just
'cause I was
shows you,
getting
like-
so confused.
But that just shows you, like, she's a heavy hitter. You know, like, he wouldn't. Well, he was looking for the owner.
Yeah. Well, so we get this a lot. Cisco is a provider for like materials and ingredients. We are ride or dies for Dawn and Bake Mark. We've been with them since the beginning. I have a funny story about that, but I'll share later. But yeah, we've been with them for 20 plus years, and so we get a lot of companies that want us to go with them.
Especially being such a renowned company,
yeah.
right?
And they do that. Their tactic is to say like, oh, we're with, this panaderías, which I don't want to mention, but anyways, them, he just mentioned them, right? So he's trying to get at me. He's trying to like get under my skin, like, oh, they're with us, you should as well. We're ride or dies for a Dawn and Bake Mark. The prices are incredible. We're not gonna switch. Sorry.
No. Standards, right? And
Yeah.
being loyal, right?
Yeah, and anyways, yeah.
Loyalty is royalty, right?
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
I just saw him in the corner of my eye, and I was getting like stuttering and stuff. I'm sorry.
Does he come often?
I've never seen him before, but we get a lot of people at Cisco. He's not the first person. We get a lot, but we're not switching.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dawn is just another supplier of
A really
ingredients.
big supplier.
Okay. Is it just for Utah? Is it just a Utah supplier? or-
Worldwide.
Oh wow.
Yeah, worldwide. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Alma, you gave us all the information that we asked for,
Yeah.
which is valuable for everybody who's watching. Hopefully, you guys were taking notes.
Yeah.
The last worksheet?
What advice do you have for upcoming female entrepreneur?
No, yeah, that's the question she couldn't
I was
answer.
like, stuttering. Like I was saying, if you have passion for something, you'll be able to create talent. And if you have talent, you'll be motivated every day. It's hard to start a business, and you'll start small, right? Maybe a small business from your house. But once you start getting those clientele and they see your talent, because everybody has talent, it can be in the same, like there's a million cake decorators, but we all have something different. We all have our style. So a mí siempre me gusta decir en español, sorry, el sol sale para todos. There can be a million cake decorators, but there's 1,000,010 clients that are looking for something. And they're looking for certain styles. So I'll have 100 clients for me, and you'll have 100 clients for yourself. I won't be taking your clients away, and we'll be happy. Okay. Everyone has their own style. Keep with your style. Don't try to copy anybody. Keep your style, and you'll have clients coming for you. Coming for your business. That's my advice. Stay with your style, be motivated, and continue the passion that you have for whatever craft you have.
Don't chase, create, right?
Yeah.
100%. I like that. This is it.
That's it. Wow.
That's it. Thank you all for taking the time. We know that you are busy.
Yeah.
Like we've seen multiple times.
Yeah.
But it just shows, the dedication you have for not only the passion you have, but for your parents, the community especially, showing the community, there is light for us minority.
Yes.
And not just for the big corporations that are out there. And all those viewers out there. Alma is a very incredible individual. If you ever need advice, she charges. Just kidding.
Well, I do work at Swazo Business Center, which I guess
Oh,
we
there you
can
go.
give them a shout out.
Yeah.
Swazo Business Center is a Utah resource business center, and I'm an advisor there Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you guys ever do need help, call the center, and I'm there as an advisor.
And like we've mentioned and she's mentioned, she is the 2023 woman business, female woman entrepreneur of Utah, right?
Riverton. Uh-huh.
Utah.
Yeah.
We'll say Utah because Riverton is a pretty big city, right? And they do have a lot. To what I can see, they do have a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you were watching, please take notes. Always take notes. Whatever is written will be retained. This is not a radio station. Listen up and take notes. Well, Alma, any last words?
Honestly, go get it. Being an entrepreneur is the best thing. Working for yourself is the best thing. And you're going to be working 24/7, but you'll be working for yourself. So it's honestly such a motivator. And I encourage everybody and anybody that has a dream to be an entrepreneur, go get it.
Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.